It is the 17th of June. We arrived in orbit of the first planet at Hades' Edge around 2 days ago. That is the star system HD 49368 for those who prefer catalogues. Other things to report before I start rambling? Gin consumption is still worryingly high. Well, first, why is this log so late? Well, let me just give you a taste of exactly how physics works. You make a plan, I told you last time. I was going to do some molecular spectroscopy. You may or may not know this, but typically physics is easier on paper than it is in reality. I made a mistake and I brought the broken spectrometer that I had at Hutton. When I picked up the box, I knowingly said to myself, hopefully this is the one that works. And it took me around 3 hours to realize that. And let's just say thanks for the vacuum of space, otherwise my frustration would have been heard across the entire system. Well, I also guess if somebody was to press their ear against the bulkheads of the carrier, you might have heard some muffled scream. Anyway, as it turns out, we have a machine shop and a nanoforge. I really should have read the brochure for the Drake. For all I know, it could have a nail spa and sauna too. I managed to make some fresh copies of the broken components, such as, changing the diffraction grating and improving the step resolution. Other than the dodgy looking bit of vacuum tape that I used to secure it, the whole thing looks pretty good. And the data looks great too. Note to self, the thing is still on pad 6. I should recover it before one of the deck crew crush it. I'd rather not lose that day of frustration, and the few hours, of course, of moderate joy when it started to take good data. This system is pretty special. The first 3 planets basically drag through the outer atmosphere of the giant. Their surface is highly unstable and quite volcanic. It's a great place to go searching for materials. On the Drake side of things, Isa, the deck officer, remains still hard to read. The first jump performed by the carrier, I wanted to be there. I stood on the bridge to witness the action firsthand. She gave the orders and stood, just staring, out of the view area. I tried to initiate conversation, but she completely ignored me. It was awkward, and there was me thinking that physicists were ripe with personality disorders. The only time I think I hear her speak is when she's giving orders, or chewing out subordinates, and that first discussion over some gin. Come to think of it, I did most of the talking that time too. Anyway, to be professional and really intimidated by her, I admit the ship is running very well. Oh, in other news, the cartographer Hendricks, that guy, he remembered me from a conference. He was a student at the time. He introduced himself to me with the line of, "Dr. Maidlung, still a toper, I see." I mean, true, I guess, but a little bit too familiar for my liking. Anyway, he has some really good suggestions and is really serious about making this trip efficient. He handed me a list of systems of interest for when we make our next jump. The whole thing looked like some dodgy spy movie, him sitting at the bar with me, silently pushing a folder over, waiting for me to take a quick look, and then him walking away. Maybe Brewer's Corp's screening program does find people best suited for this type of work, who also happen to be strange, a bit like me. I was hoping the crew would be more normal than me, though I guess not. But whatever keeps us happy, I suppose.